Hi, welcome back. In the last video I showed you how to use a simple live system. In this video we're going to do something similar, but instead of using lives we're going to use a health bar. So this makes the game look a little bit more modern in my opinion, but you choose to use whichever system that you want. So the setup pretty much is the same as using a live system, it's just there's a few extra variables. So the first thing we're going to do is to go into the create event, and I'm going to add some variables onto my player. Okay, so I've added my max health is going to be 100, because that's going to be 100%. That's full health. And I'm going to use a variable called health. I'm going to set that to max health. Okay, so health is an inbuilt variable that's used to store values of health in game, same as score is a built-in variable. Okay. We're also going to set two variables, immune and an immune timer. So the immune variable is initially set to false, so unless we're hit by an enemy, that's going to be false, and the timer is set to 0. Okay, if we are hit by an enemy, then this variable is used to store the value of the time that we're going to be immune. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to come on to the step event, and I am going to add some code in here. I'll explain this now once I've copied it in for you. I'm going to copy this into the step event, and this is the countdown timer. Okay, so if I'm hit by a character, by an object in the game, then the immunity timer will start. That's set by the collision event in here, okay, which I've already got code in for. I put this in the last room. I'm just going to remove it because I want to copy it in and explain what this actually does. Okay, so this code, okay, if we're not immune, okay, we are going to remove 20 units of health. So if you want less damage taken when you hit an enemy, then you can reduce this number, or you can increase it if you want more damage. So this is how much your health bar will reduce by if you are not immune, so if you're hit by an object. Okay, the value of immune is set to true, and then the room speed multiplied by 5 gives you the 5 seconds of immunity. Okay, this last section here, if the value of health falls below 0 or equal to 0, then it destroys the player, so the player essentially dies. Okay, so this is the collision event with the enemy. So if you're not immune, deduct 20 from the health, set the immune value to true, activate the timer, so as you've got 5 seconds of immunity, so you can move away from the enemy. But if your health falls below or equal to 0, then you die. Okay. So that's that section. So coming back to the step event with the code I put in a little bit earlier, just so as to clarify this. So if I am immune, so if the value of immune is set to true, then the image alpha 0.5, 0.5, sine current time divided by 50, this sets up the flash for us on our character. So the larger these numbers, the larger the 0.5s, okay, the more severe the flash. It fades in and out with a lower number, whereas it just appears and disappears with a higher number. And then this number depicts how quickly the flash actually is. Alright, so the bigger the number, the slower your flash will be. And then what it does then, it reduces the immune timer by 1. Okay, if the immune timer is less than or equal to 0, then immune becomes false, so immunity ends, you stop flashing. Otherwise, the image alpha is set to 1, which makes it solid. Okay, so that's what this piece of code does. So the last thing that we have to do is to draw the health bar. Now this is a little bit more detailed than the last one that I did in the live system. So in my OBJ game, I'm going to add an event, a draw event, and draw GUI. Okay, I'm going to copy this code. I'm going to explain what the code actually does. So this code is going to be used to draw the health bar. So it's first off I set two variables to hold the size of the health bar, so the width and the height. So that's the physical width and the height of the bar on the screen. Okay. This calls the max health from the player object. Okay, so this is using a variable, a local variable, or a variable from another object. That's why we have to put obj_player. Okay, so this divides the health by the max health. This sets the background color. So the background color of the health bar will be black in a rectangle that's depicted by the width and the height up here. Okay, the health full, so the fill color on the health is going to be red, and as we start to take damage, as we start to take damage, it will reduce and you will see the black background behind it, and the text color is set to white, and it's going to draw on the health bar health and then give us the value of health. So let's jump into the game and see how this looks. Okay, so you can see the health bar at the top. We've got a red health bar with white text. So let's jump in, see what happens when we hit, there we go. Okay, so you can see the flash and you can see that my health bar is reducing. Okay, let's see if I can, you can see I'm amazing at this game. There we go, so I've hit it again, so I'm down to 60. Okay, now down to 40. Right, I've got to chase the fly. I haven't set I'm down to 20. I haven't set the collision event up with the monster yet. Okay, so next hit I should, hopefully, die. Right, so I've got a problem with the code there, which I shall check out now. Okay, so the problem with the code is that when I'd run the game, it works until I die, and of course the player disappears and the variables for our health are in the player object, and we're referencing them here. So good practice is that obviously all game variables are stored in the game object. So all we're going to do is move the variables for our health from the player object. So I'm going to go into here, into the create event. I'm going to add a comment into here so I remember what this is for. So this is immunity variables. Okay, and then I'm going to cut these out of here, and I'm going to go into my OBJ game event. I'm going to create a create event. I'm going to paste in those variables for health, and then I'm going to run the game. So hopefully now when I run the game, before I go any further, just make sure that right, so because now I'm not referencing OBJ player max health, because the health is being created, the health variable is being created inside the game event, I don't need to have this variable here, so I can get rid of that. That's better. Okay, so now when I run the game, let's see. Okay. Okay, so I'll just stay by there. That should take my health down. So what I should see is the player disappear when our health reaches 0 with no errors. Okay, and there's the player gone. The gun is still there, but that's fine for now. Okay, so so that's how we use a health system in our game. So feel free to use whichever one you want. Okay, thanks. Just as an add-on to the video, because I forgot to tell you, when you have completed your game event, for it to work you must make sure it's in the room. So my game event is already here because I used it in the last video. So what I'm going to do is just to get rid of the game event from there. Okay, I show you if I play the game. Okay, none of my health bar appears, and that's because I haven't dragged in the OBJ game into the room. So it's up to you where you drag it. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new level, a new layer, a new instance layer for the game object. And I'm going to drag my game object into that layer. Okay, it hasn't got to be inside the room as long as it's with the room on the screen. So when I play it now, okay, you can see my health bar appears. Okay, I forgot to tell you that. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video.